Hey, recruiting team, and especially recruiters, I want to talk to you about thinking and operating and acting like the CEO of your recruiting business. Don't just think of yourself as a recruiter. Like, you are the owner, the CEO of your business. So what that means is, number one, any position. Let's make sure we've got a fire job rec. What are the best companies in the world? What are the fastest growing companies in the world? How are they defining the job rec? How are you meet with every stakeholder? Make sure that the job rec really spans all of the job requirements, the responsibilities, the KPIs, the goals, you name it. Also, I wouldn't make the job rec too long. A goal of the job rec is to sell the person that they should click that apply button right now. So if you have a job rec with 1,000 duties, goals, responsibilities, I'm gonna read it as a candidate, and I'm gonna be like, I don't wanna apply. This company's crazy. I would just have 5 to 10 job recs, 5 to 10 responsibilities, make sure it's fire. Also make sure that job rec sells the candidate. First thing we gotta do is we're gonna have ads that sell the candidate, then it's gonna go to the job rec. The job rec has to sell them and get them excited and get them to hit the apply now button. So make sure your job rec, as the CEO of your recruiting business, make sure that job rec is fire, not overwhelming. And remember, you are selling all the time. Everything you get in life is a sale. Everything in life is a sale. Everything you get is a commission. Sell them on the job rec. Next, you got to be doing lists. Make sure you've got your outbound list, the open to ops list by you, the passive candidate non-open to ops list built by you. I would hit both open to ops and non-open to ops. Really target those lists, and then, as the CEO of your business, work with the data team who's using Seamless to build lists for you. Get them the filters, manage them to get you whatever you need. So right after I've got my list, let's just say it's a list of 100 ideal candidates. I'm gonna have 10 interviews. I'm gonna hire 1 out of 3 of those people for that role. You could also have the data team build lists of your ideal prospects who just gotta get them the candidates, get them the filters from recruiter, manage them to get that job done. As the CEO of your recruiting business, you got to manage this whole process. Next, ads. What is the list filters? What is the message, the in-mail message? And then manage execution. Work with our ad team, Mike S., so that, hey, get him the list filters, get him the fire in-mail message. Make sure that ad gets executed because the ads team is super busy, right? And then optimize. Because the ads team is so small, you want to be reviewing the performance of the campaign every single week. Okay, hey, my conversion rate from ad to click through is at 10%. What can I tweak in the in-mail message to get it to 20%, 30%, 40%? You obsess and review the ads, you keep tweaking the messaging and the targeting, you'll be able to find super hot candidates. SDRs. If you have SDRs for your recruiting effort, coach them, mentor, accountability. As the CEO of your recruiting business, you've got SDRs/sourcers working for you, right? If they're working for you, coach them, mentor them, hold them accountable. Just like the ads, optimize performance. You want to be optimizing their performance. Hey, last month we did X. Let's get to Y. Is it our activity to booked interviews? Is it booked interviews to held interviews? Is it interviews to hired? Where are the conversion rates increasing or decreasing? Maybe you see over time, like there's only a few things that you could tweak. Activity, when you're managing performance, it's activity, it's messaging, objection handling, tonality, really closing, which is closing and objection handling, they're the same. So you can look at activity, messaging, objection handling, tonality, closing, training, and you're looking at all of these things for each sourcer, each SDR. Hey, if their activity is low, we got to crank up your activity. If the conversion rates are bad, okay, you're not saying something to get these candidates to show up. If they're doing a shitload of activity, if the activity is high, and their conversion rate is low, guess what? They don't know how to overcome objections. They don't know how to close. They don't have good tonality. So let's work on that. If activity is high, conversion rate is low, you work on messaging, objections. If activity is low, but conversion rate is high, awesome. They've got great messaging, objections, closing. We just need to get their activity up. Each stage of the funnel, activity to booked interview, interview to held interview to hired, right? A lot of the held to hired is gonna be on you because you only mark someone as held if it's qualified. Own your sourcers. Like you coaching, mentoring, holding them accountable, working to optimize their performance by analyzing the activity, the messaging, objections, training, closing tonality, coaching them on these things will only increase their bookings and held interviews, which will then increase your success. Prospecting. Passive candidate prospecting. Set a minimum quota. I don't care how busy you are or what you're doing. Like for me, I'm in meetings all day. I'm setting my daily quota, minimum passive candidate quota. I'm going after the top position. I'm hitting at least 10 people, passive candidates. And I'm in 10 to 15 meetings a day and I'm hitting 10 people. I'm using a custom video. I'm using a custom message. You know, can you hit 10 people? Maybe it's 25 people a day, passive. Maybe it's 50 people a day, passive. Maybe it's 100 people a day, right? Figure out how many people you can hit, passive candidate prospecting, and go after them. Passive candidates are gonna be the best candidates that you can get in the funnel because you're figuring out what is the criteria for their success. Hey, I only want to go after a candidate that's got X, Y, and Z. You built that passive candidate list. You're going after and prospecting and booking them. But the problem is a lot of recruiters, they do this. I'm going to prospect a lot today. Then I'm not going to do shit tomorrow. Then I'm going to prospect a lot today. I'm going to do shit tomorrow. Prospect a lot, do nothing, nothing. So you've got these peaks and valleys in your pipeline, peaks and valleys in your recruiting results. But if you set a daily minimum quota, every day, no matter what happens, I'm gonna go after X amount of people. That's my goal. I'm doing the 10 people a day, no matter what, every single day, have to do it. And then once I build that up, okay, I'm gonna increase it. Okay, then I'm gonna go after 15. Then I'm gonna go after 20. Then I'm gonna go after, and this is me as a CEO of a 300 person company, right? So you can easily figure out what is my minimum quota, hit it every day for a week. It's like going to the gym or eating healthy. Like every day I'm gonna go work out. Okay, every day hit your 10 people, your 25 people, your 50 people, whatever it is. Go after passive candidates. Don't just rely on inbound. A lot of inbound, 90% is unqualified. You will waste so much time only doing inbound when you could build a list of the ideal dream candidates and book them as long as you're doing a daily thing. Because when you do this daily, this is what your pipeline looks like. Boom, 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 boom. Only highs, and I'm gonna hire them. Last one, inbound, 24 hours or less. Review all inbound leads, 24 hours or less. Review the application, qualified or disqualified, in under 1 day. 1 day or less, review those apps, qualified or disqualified, move on. Highlights, you're the CEO of your recruiting business. Make sure the job rec sells the candidate so that they one-click apply. Build your list. Work with the data team to build lists for you so that you can get email, calling, social campaigns out the door. You own the ads, so work with Mike. Create the list filter, create the email message, manage the execution, review the performance every week. Are we doing worse? Are we doing better? How's the data? What can I do to improve the data? Coach, manage, hold accountable your sourcers, your SDRs. And then lastly, get the passive candidate prospecting every single day, regardless of the shit or the problems or the challenges they have to run into, because that's how championships are born. Regardless if it's a great day or a bad day, I'm doing my daily prospecting, my daily sourcing, no matter what. This goes for all recruiters. I want all of you guys to be doing this. I don't care if you have 10 sourcers or no sourcers. Make sure you're always building your own pipeline. And then inbound, review 24 hours or less. Hope this was helpful. Be the CEO of your own recruiting business and let's blow this up. We can get to 100 hires a month. You can get to 100 hires a month. If we believe it, we can achieve it. If we put in the work, we can do it. And I'm giving you all the resources, the ad budget, the people, the whatever you need to make this happen. So all I need you to do is just do these things, step it up, and make it happen. You're doing great, by the way. I talk about this because I'm empowering you to take more ownership in what you do every day because you're crushing it. How do I give you more management and ownership of the process so that no one's relying on me or anyone else? I want you as the recruiter to own your book of business and blow it out of the water. Look forward to it. This month will be our biggest and best many signs and starts ever. We're just getting started. March to 100 signs. a month. I can't wait. Thank you so much. By the way, share any tips or any ideas that we may have missed as you're thinking about being the CEO of your recruiting business. Cheers.